the Mayans correct? Are the scenes from 2012 going to jump from the screen into our reality? Is the fate of humankind and the Earth doomed to a dreary fate? Students at Emerson College aren't so sure.
With the predicted end of the world only days away, students at Emerson College share their views on the impending apocalypse and what they think is really going to happen.
How do you feel about the thought of the apocalypse?
Like the Mayan apocalypse, or like...
Apocalypse in general.
I think that it's coming eventually. I mean, maybe not in my lifetime, but it'll probably happen and everyone will die.
I don't think it's gonna happen, but in Philly, like, I feel like a lot of people are gonna freak out because it's a big city and I'm just like scared for myself. So I'm probably just gonna lock myself up in the house with like some popcorn and 500 Days of Summer and like look out my window every now and then just to make sure everything's okay. But I think people are gonna go out and like kill each other or like kill themselves or like do things on the bucket list, like crazy things like drive your car backwards down one of the big roads or like flash people everywhere. I don't know, you know, silly things like that. Like things on your bucket list and everything's just gonna happen, but like the world's not gonna end. So everyone's gonna feel really stupid and there's gonna be a lot of like injuries and the hospitals will be like crazy busy probably. So that'll happen.
The thought of the apocalypse? What type of a question is that? I'm obviously a little bit frightened at the thought of the apocalypse.
Well, I personally think that if the apocalypse were to happen, which I don't necessarily think that it will be in a very distant future, so I don't have really any immediate feelings of fear or like apprehension.
All right, do you think the world is going to end on December 21st, 2012?
You know, no, I can't say that I do. I think it's a lot of media hype. The media kind of ran with it. I think a lot of people are radicals when it comes to stuff like that. And, you know, this happened once before, I think, in May of past year. I don't remember exactly. But, you know, all this ancient Mayan stuff. I don't believe in all of that because, I mean, you know, it was a different time period in the world. And times have changed, and I don't have any big hang-ups of the world ending, you know, anytime soon.
No, it's not. It was supposed to end like 5 times this year. So, I mean, if it didn't end then, it's not gonna end now. And like, it's just like, it can't end. I have classes I need to go to next semester.
How do you think it would end if it were to end?
Well, I would hope that it would either be with the zombies or with that Yellowstone volcano.
No, I'm really big into this whole us taking into consideration of how to handle our resources and how to treat the world around us, treat the natural world, and all fingers point to, you know, global warming and things like that. You know, in the way that man interacts with the environment, I think that's a really big factor in how long we will have this earth. And we take things for granted. We use scarce resources, you know, who knows how long. So I think, yeah, a multitude of events could lead up to, that could be our responsibility, could lead up to destruction of our earth.
Well, probably a lot of like machines overthrowing man, and I would also say like, I think that at some point humankind will just sort of dissipate and it'll be a lot of empty cities and the nature taking over.
Probably global warming. We're just gonna explode.
So you think it's just going to be one event, not a chain of events or anything?
Yeah, no. I'd like to think it'd be like one big boom, so not that many people have to suffer. It'd just be like one big hit like that.
Can you think of anything that has influenced your opinion on the end of the world, like maybe like religion or science you've learned, or even like movies or music or TVs or anything like that?
So many movies. Oh my goodness, so many movies. But like the Mayans didn't account for leap year, so technically the world was supposed to end a couple months ago. And like that guy who said it was going to end in May, like it didn't, and it's not going to. And like all these movies are just blowing it out of proportion. If anything were going to happen, I mean, it's not going to happen. And like, I don't know. The Lord is there. I don't know. I don't really bring religion into it. It's not going to happen. It's just, it's too big. Like, if there are no aliens, there's no end of the world yet. If anything, the sun's just going to, like, blow up the earth in, like, 100 years or something.
Well, I watch a lot of science fiction movies. I'm currently in the middle of watching The Matrix, so that could have some effect. Also, I've seen a lot of the Terminator movies, so that could also have some sort of effect. But I mean, like, scientifically speaking, I would think that the Earth would probably just hit carrying capacity, and then humans will just eventually die out. So.
Well, I think like media has definitely influenced our idea of the apocalypse. Like I mean, there's The Walking Dead, so that kind of shows the post-apocalyptic situation, as well as like the Hunger Games, and a lot of the media in our culture kind of pushes post-apocalypse on us. So I think that you kind of get excited about that possibility.
Regardless of whether or not you believe the world will end on December 21st, there's no doubt you've thought about the idea of the apocalypse. Whether it's because of a movie, a TV show, or even your own religion, the idea has definitely crossed your mind.
Maybe you think the Mayans were right. Maybe there's going to be a meteor that hits Earth. Maybe there'll be a zombie uprising. Or maybe a slew of natural disasters will devastate the Earth and all of its inhabitants. All we know is that we have a week before we find out. I'm Norman Oliver.
And I'm Christina Udis. Good night.